Hi, I'm Mitch Mitchell, and I had that look on my face and my thumbnail for a couple of reasons. The first reason has nothing really to do with the topic of this video, but I'm going to mention it anyway. You know, I walk a lot, and this summer I have walked a lot at the lake. I live in Syracuse, New York area, actually Liverpool, New York, and I have Onondaga Lake, which is pretty much right down the street. And I have walked that lake most of the summer until it got really, really hot. And as I was walking the lake this summer, there was almost never anybody at the lake. Almost never. And I thought, why isn't there anyone here at the lake? It's so beautiful. The weather is nice. It's beautiful and sunny. We didn't have the kind of rain we usually have. It was way warmer than our normal summers, which is, like I said, when it got to a certain point, I stopped going because I just couldn't handle that kind of heat. But still, there was never anyone there. So my intention today was to go to the lake and shoot this video on this topic I was going to talk about at the lake while walking and showing you kind of the beautiful scenery and doing it from a live spot. And everybody and his brother and his baby were there at the lake today. There just wasn't a free spot. And I'm not one of those people who has gotten used to the idea of walking and talking to the phone while there's all kind of people around. Yes, talking on the phone with the earplugs in so people can see that, yes. But when you're by yourself, you have to kind of hold the phone out. And that just, to me, seemed a little ridiculous. I know people with iPhones have their little stick, but as far as I know, they don't have one yet for Android. So, anyhow, you missed out on seeing a great background. On my other channel, I've done a few videos there, and there's never anybody around. So, there you go. So, what I'm talking about today is customer service. We've all had to deal with customer service. Some of us have been over departments that provide customer service. And our usual gripes with customer service are, one, it takes too long to get somebody. Two, we end up getting someone who doesn't seem to know what they're doing. And three, they're just incompetent. We'll just say that. And incompetence and not knowing what you're doing are two separate things. To me, incompetence basically says that people are just telling you all kind of stuff without really knowing what the heck they're talking about. Whereas the other one is what I'm going to talk about today. I wear a Fitbit. You see this red band? Not many people have the red band, but I have it. And I wear the Fitbit because it tracks my steps. This is how I'm working to kind of stay in some kind of shape. And I've been wearing this for over 2 years now, probably over 3 years. I really can't remember. I think it's almost 3 years now. And so one of the issues that I have with it, although I love the thing, the issue I have with it is trying to sync it to my phone. The app has never worked properly. As a matter of fact, before I got the Fitbit, I had researched and people were complaining about the app and how it's sometimes hard to sync. Well, I've always had that. And lately it just seemed like it was really starting to get on my nerve, and I happened to mention something. And I mentioned it on Twitter, and within 20 minutes, the Fitbit people contacted me, and asked me a couple of questions. Then they said, "Could you check, talk to some of our people?" So I decided I would. Now, if anyone knows me, you know that I am a big researcher. So I did all my own research. I tried all the things that everyone had recommended in trying to get their, whatever they call this thing that's inside it, to try to get it to sync to the phone, and it would work for a short period of time, then it would quit. So I decided to try the chat. And so I get someone on the chat, and that came up fairly quickly. And I said to the guy, okay, I'm going to write something that's going to take me a while to write this. So he says, okay. So I start writing. And I said, I've had this Fitbit for a few years now. I had one replacement. I have tried everything that I've seen online multiple times from the Fitbit page and from other pages. And it doesn't take. And the people on Twitter said I should see if you know of something else that maybe I haven't done. And by the way, and I said this, by the way, I don't think you're going to come up with anything, but I'm hopeful. So we start going through some of these processes. And everything the guy comes up with, I've already done. And we get to a certain point where, one, he calls me Adam. I've been talking to the guy for a long time. We were on about 35 minutes. So that was irksome. But he starts calling me Adam. And then out of nowhere, he says, Well, you know that you can't get a replacement because you've already gotten a replacement once. And I wrote back, and first thing I said is, my name's not Adam, which he knew because he had called me by my name. And the second thing I said was, I don't believe I asked for a replacement. And he ended up apologizing for both. But I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, why would you come out and say that? I didn't ask you for a replacement. I already knew I couldn't get a replacement because when I ordered the thing, I didn't even think I would get the replacement I got. It was actually a week past warranty, but they gave me one. So I gave them major kudos for that. I thought that was really nice. But in this case, the guy saying, this thing that I didn't even bring up, I said, I didn't ask that. And I'm thinking, okay, and how did I end up getting to be Adam? I thought that was weird. But my basic gripe was how he wanted me to do all the steps while we were on that I had already told him I had done all these things. And then he asked me some other stuff. This is the incompetent part that I didn't really want to ask. He asked me if I had tried using another computer. I said, okay, I don't understand the point of asking that question. I don't sync on the computer. I sync on the phone. Because I guess one of the things you can do is you can hook it up to your computer and do it. I didn't know that you could do that. I never had any clue you could do that. But I'm thinking, you know what, if I'm walking around or I'm sitting somewhere else and I'm not at my computer, why would I think to sync using the computer? I think there's even software that you have to use. I don't know. But I just thought that was out of left field. And that doesn't really solve my issue. So what I'm supposed to do is open this thing up and take the thing out and hook it to the computer to sync all the time, all day long? I don't think so. So that, to me, that was incompetent. I thought that was really stupid. But part of me is thinking, okay, you're just reading off something. You're just pretty much throwing stuff, like throwing spaghetti on the wall and seeing what sticks. But, all along the way, he kept thanking me for stuff, which sounded kind of nice and a little bit patronizing at the same time. And then at the end of the call, or end of the chat, he said, is there anything else I can help you with today? And I'm thinking, you didn't help me here. You didn't offer me any help. But you know what? It's another canned response. And this is one of the gripes that I kind of have with a lot of customer service people, is that there's these canned responses that are so insincere that it makes you wonder if they really ever cared about you at all. And I know in general they don't. Are they supposed to care about me as the customer? Yeah, but do they really? No. It's their job, and they're sitting there for 8 to 10 hours a day taking basically gripe calls from people. So I kind of understand how you can get jaded in this kind of work, but you know what? I've overseen people who've had to deal with the public. And one of the things you always make sure of, at least I did, is that one, they're not getting canned responses. Two, they don't give anybody an answer to anything that they don't know. That's a big one with me. And three, that you're trained how to be congenial, how to be nice to people, but you don't have canned responses. For instance, one of the things that I hate, and this is a personal thing, is when customer service people start calling you by your first name all the time, almost every single sentence. I hate that. I absolutely hate that. Don't call me by my first name. I don't want you to call me Mr. Just don't use my name. I'm sorry. We used it at the beginning. Every once in a while, if you pop it in, okay. But every single line, you sound fake. Yeah, you're overstepping your bounds. It's like you've now invaded my space, and I don't like it. Now, I may be a bit sensitive to this kind of thing, but I work in healthcare. And you know what? People come in, and people are already upset for coming into a hospital. And then people are upset when they call on bills. So the idea is recognizing that people aren't calling you because they're happy. Almost no one ever calls up and says, oh, we loved everything that happened. Oh, my God, I'd love to pay my bill. It just doesn't happen that way. So we already know there's going to be this other side. But if you don't sound genuine, then you're not really being helpful at all. Anyway, that's my take on it. I'd love to know what you guys think. What do you think about your customer service experiences? If you've been over people who do customer service, or you yourself have done customer service, what do you think about how you should provide those types of services? Isn't it be nice if everyone did customer service like they do in restaurants, where they get nice tips because they're really good at the customer service? I'm just asking. So anyway, y'all take care, have a good day, and please let me know what you think. Talk to you later.